Well, it's time for us to take a look at some of our national and international headlines for this Wednesday morning. It is June 14th, 2017. And as always, we have more stories at our fingertips than we have time for in a short video. If you're interested in getting more news, as in like 30 to 40 minutes of audio delivered directly to your inbox every single morning at 5 a.m., become a paid subscriber at radiofreespeech.com. In fact, if you'd like a free sample, send me an email, and I'll send it to you, steve@radiofreespeech.com. All you have to do is just write sample in the subject line, and I'll send you one. Dozens of F-35 fighter jets have been grounded in the United States due to oxygen deprivation. This is one of the design flaws that this particular jet has had. They've been experiencing problems with it off and on throughout the entire life of the still not fully deployed jet. I remember they're talking about dozens of them coming to Alaska, and they're planning on it as if somehow it's a done deal. However, now they've just grounded almost all of the jets down at Luke Air Force Base after these continuous training flights that have been going on, and a number of these pilots basically experiencing a lack of oxygen. Now, the secondary systems have deployed okay, but they can't figure out why it keeps happening. So they're grounded for now. I predict that this jet is going to be short-lived. North Korea has released U.S. citizen Otto Warmbier. As you may recall, his 22-year-old was sentenced to decades of hard labor, and then he went into a coma. I didn't know that he had gone into a coma. He apparently caught botulism or something, and they gave him a sleeping pill, and he hasn't woken up. This has been since sometime last year, and they finally took him home. He actually managed to make it back to Cincinnati this week. Also, out of the North Korean sector, a North Korean soldier has apparently defected after crossing the heavily mined DMZ border, getting into South Korea. Now, the South Koreans want to know exactly why did you defect. I mean, certainly you live in a utopia over there, right? You have all of your needs taken care of. Why on earth would you want to come down into South Korea? Sandy Hook. You may recall some of the theories that have been presented that the massacre that was basically used as an excuse for more gun control laws may not have been the massacre that was represented to the public. Well, Alex Jones has been one of the main people who has been putting that forward since it happened. Megyn Kelly did an interview with him, which is set to air next week, and in light of her simply doing the interview, a number of sponsors have pulled out and are demanding that it not be aired. What are you so afraid of? I mean, seriously, the idea that you've got some of these same images being shown to the public with people that look remarkably the same in number of drill after drill after drill after incident after, if these are the same people, then maybe it should be looked into just a little bit, just a little. I'm not saying whether I believe the conspiracy theories or not. I am saying this, that when people start reacting by, do not air that, it seems to indicate to me that they have something to hide. Just throwing that out there for your consideration. Well, Trump has been talking again about firing another FBI investigator. He's talking about firing Robert Mueller, the guy who's been tasked with looking into the Russia thing now. Obviously, it could lead to quite a bit of backlash. However, Rosenstein says that he's the only one that can fire the special counsel. Be interesting to see if he gets fired too. Just a day after Uber's second-in-command resigned, the Uber CEO has taken a leave of absence. Travis Kalanick says that he's basically just going to take some time to mourn his mother. However, the timing of it coming right after he lost his second-in-command, and as the company is hit with a list of recommendations on how to fix the sexual harassment issues, leaves people wondering. Speaking of leaving, the Czech Republic is reportedly considering leaving the the EU. They've never been a part of the UK. The Czech Republic, if they leave the EU, this is yet another in this litany of countries saying, honestly, I don't think this was a good union in the first place. One last story for you. COVFEFE. Yeah, that word is back. Now it is an acronym. A lawmaker is proposing a bill that would basically, using the letters COVFEFE, would spell out, the way they do it, like the Patriot Act. They find words to spell what they want it to spell. Anyway, what the COVFEFE Act would do would make it illegal to delete a tweet if you're the president. There it is. News. Comment today has to do with this so-called budget that they're talking about with Alaska, and obviously every state in the union deals with budgets. I don't think that word means what they think it means, and I'll talk about that on my commentary. Please send me an email, steve@radiofreespeech.com.